Yes, hello, good morning, Santa ma'am. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. So, how's
Mm.
your day going so far?
It is a busy day today. I have some sessions lined up, so busy morning as well. So that's how it is going. What about you?
About me, of course, I haven't done a lot. It's a regular day for me. I wouldn't say hectic because days are not hectic for me. I enjoy my day, so it's normal for me today as well.
I think you are in control of your day. That is why that is why you say that. But when you have kids and a family, it's definitely not in your control. So then
Yeah,
it
it
will
becomes
become
really
hectic.
difficult. Yeah, right now I'm the manager of like everything, whatever I do. But once you have a family, it becomes difficult for you to manage yourself because you have to
Yes,
manage yourself according to them. So
correct. Mm.
yeah, so yeah, Santa ma'am, I know you personally, but I want you to introduce for the audience so they can know you. And I'm really thankful that you joined me today for my YouTube channel. So thank you so much. And so it's better, like, if you will introduce, it would be better.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you for inviting me over to your channel. So, my name is Shanta, and I have been running a YouTube channel. So, it's been around 6 months. That is called English with Shanta. I basically upload conversations and other stuff related to spoken English. I live in South India, state called Karnataka. So, I am a full time homemaker, but I have graduated in computer science engineering and I have also worked as a software engineer. But currently, I'm doing just YouTube, some spoken English sessions here and there. So, that's all about me.
Yeah, that's great to hear about you. So it's been 6 months for you on YouTube, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, and I hope that you have a great journey on YouTube because you're doing really well and you're getting
Mhm.
good response, aren't you?
Thank you. Yes, yes, I am. Thank you.
Okay. So yeah, now I want to know about your like as you are taking sessions and you are doing really well on YouTube. So when your spoken English journey started and when you came up with an idea to start speaking English, as you told me that you are not from the big city of Karnataka, you come from a small city or town, I think. So
Yes.
but how's the environment there and when you came to speak English?
I have been learning English since my childhood because I went to an English medium school. So that is where
Mhm.
my journey with English started. So I went to a convent where the teachers are very strict. They want you to speak only in English because they themselves do not know this native language. They migrated from different parts of
Oh,
India. They were basically nuns. Nuns. So for people who have studied in convent, they know the atmosphere. They're usually sisters and fathers like that. So we used to talk in English to them. That it was mandatory also for us. We cannot talk to our friends. Some people will go and complain to the teachers that this person was talking in Kannada. So they would scold us, and I was a very sincere and disciplined kid. I never wanted to face any type of scolding or something from the teachers. So I was an obedient child. I used to speak in English, and at my home as well, my dad is very particular that we behave well, we communicate well, we are disciplined, and we speak in English. So that is how I got an environment inside the home and outside. That's where my journey with English started. So it was not something consciously I did that I need to learn English and that's why I learned. No, I was put into it very early in my childhood.
oh, like so you were fortunate enough that you got the environment. But what happens nowadays? I listen to my students, even they are studying in English medium school, but teachers they don't speak English, and it is an English medium school, but they don't get environment of speaking English. But for
Mm.
you, of course, it was genuinely English medium, I would say, where
Yes.
you got the environment of speaking as well. I see in my
Mm.
town, I see in my city. I'm in Kanpur city. I see here a lot of English medium schools are there, but it is not compulsory for students to speak English only. But yeah, in few schools it is mandatory, I would say, and
Mm.
sometimes they charge fine as well that if you speak any other language.
Oh, okay. But in the 90s, it was just another language. Honestly, English was not that important. And the teachers had a different kind of pronunciation, different accent. There was nothing like correct English. It was just English. That's it. So it was English was different back in the 90s, I would say. And maybe it was not this refined when I started learning English. It has evolved through time, as in how I kept changing and updating. So it has evolved like that. But 90s English was somewhat different.
Yeah, but of course they used to speak in English, but there was not like they weren't doing a lot with the accent or like anything
Yeah,
pronunciation. So they were okay with their own thick accent, right? If they
correct,
come
correct.
from Tamil Nadu, they will speak like a Tamil tone. So
Right.
it was not compulsory for them to speak like a standard English. Nowadays,
Mm,
they ask you to work on your pronunciation as well if you want to work as a teacher or like anywhere
yes,
in the call center as well. So they want you to be
mm,
standard with your pronunciation skills as well.
correct, correct. Hmm.
Yeah. So another question, like I have in my mind related to that. So what do you think about the technicalities of English as you train people now? So some people are very much into grammar and they don't give chance to others to speak. Sometimes, like they will find three mistakes in a single sentence. So what do you think about that actually? We should go like 100% refined and accurate language, or we should speak first, then we should go for like this improvement of grammar too much.
See, first, it depends on the level of the speaker as well and what they expect from the class. Because some people are
Mhm.
particular that you stop me and correct every single mistake of mine. But some people are like, allow me to speak first. Let me finish first. You will get to know when you stop a person and correct them that they are not happy with it. I mean, they will lose the flow of what they were saying. So, for those kind of people, I just identify. So, I allow them to speak, and later, maybe at the end of the session or once they have stopped speaking, I will correct them. So it depends on the learners as well. But if they have come to learn, I would definitely point out their mistakes and tell them every single thing of theirs, whatever mistakes they are doing.
Yeah, exactly, right. But yeah, sometimes as you said, like it depends on a learner as well. If learner is not aware that like it is like he is totally dependent on you, that the
Mm.
way you are going to train him, then what will you do? Like, because learners sometimes they don't know like means what to do and how they can become better in spoken English. Some people are very specific and particular that they want their grammar like improvement, so that's why they are here with you or something. And sometimes they are just general, they want to become better in English. So how will you do that? Will you give them feedback every day? Do you give feedback every day? Like a lot of feedback, like if a person is making the same mistake again and again, but will you give him chance to improve, or will you tell the same thing every day?
I wouldn't give feedback every single day. I will correct them every single day how they are speaking. So I will stop and correct them. This is a problem with you. Correct your grammar. I don't do that in the conversations. I'm talking about the paid classes that I give. I stop them and correct every grammatical mistake. But maybe at the once a fortnight or once a month, I tell them in general, you are weak in your tense. You need to practice more of
Hmm.
tenses, or you're making minute grammatical errors. So that is how I give feedback, complete feedback. But on a daily basis, I just correct their mistakes, whatever they are doing in grammar. And I also advise them to watch the recording after finishing the session. I ask them to watch the recording and learn from it. Whatever mistakes in the sentences that you have made, write down that sentence and write down the correct sentence. And in the next class, try to not make the same mistake again. But yes, there are some learners who make the same mistake repeatedly, and it takes time. Honestly, they are used from so many years, they are used to talk like that. They continue to make the same mistake again and again, no matter how many times I stop and correct them. So that will take time, maybe a month or 45 days, 15 days. It depends on how consciously they are trying. So, like that, I give
Hmm.
them
Right.
time. I give them time to improve themselves. That's it.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, another question goes to you. I think you have watched some of the videos of the Camly or Clappingo, like such platforms. So
Mhm.
what kind of difference you see like training, like when native speakers train people like on Camly or just Indian tutors? Do you see any difference? Because what I see, like most of the like native speakers, they go for the conversational skills. They allow
Correct.
you to speak. They don't
Mhm.
focus very much into grammar. They give you the pronunciation, like improvement, little bit like I think slang, or they will tell you whatever it is. So the
Mhm.
correction with the pronunciation most of the time they go with. But I
Mm.
don't see that much grammar like correction they give to students. I have watched a lot of sessions of Cambly, but when it comes to Indian tutors specific, they go with a lot of deep into grammar.
Yes,
Have you
yes.
observed that?
Yes, yes. Even I have seen not a lot, but a few conversations, because honestly, I like having conversations, but I don't like watching conversations for some weird reason. But I happen to watch a few of them. Cambly, yes, I have had a session with Cambly as well. So they are not much into grammar, and they are more into communication. That's what I feel. Because for them, minute grammatical errors is okay, because sometimes even they do it, and they are focusing more on teaching us English and teaching us to learn talk in English. But here I think tutors are, aiming for perfection, perfect grammar, maybe like that. And Cambly tutors, yeah, they are friendly, they don't mind even however what kind of English you are speaking, they don't mind. They just encourage you to speak more. They are more into
Exactly.
listening, communicating well, and they you honestly don't feel like you're talking to a tutor. It's like just connecting with a native speaker from abroad. That's it. You don't feel have that vibe of you're having a class. That's what I feel. I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know. Honestly, I haven't seen
Yeah,
so many
and that's good.
conversations.
That's good what I feel. That they make you like, make you comfortable speaking. They'll
Correct.
talk like a friend, like no feeling of a teacher and trainer there. So when they are not able to understand your like, idea, whatever you're sharing with them, then they will ask you again and again. If there is any problem, they are not able to understand you to different accent. And even though they don't like, force you to just follow the like accent which they follow, they will say like fine, but have
Hmm.
the like standard pronunciation so the people they can understand you internationally.
Yes.
That's
And
what they
international,
say.
yeah, internationally also they speak. They don't focus much on grammar, like long time no see. So these kind of phrases that they use, it is okay for them. The another thing was, I don't know nothing. So these kind of things they speak, and it is okay
I
for
don't know
them.
anything.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know
Exactly.
nothing. They say, and it is correct for them. So that is why maybe they do not focus much. Native speakers, especially.
Yeah, exactly. They focus more on the mashes if they are able to understand. So it's fine for them. Yeah, completely fine because they take it as a language. But in India, it's more than a language, what I feel. More than a
Mm,
language. So that's why we go very much into it. Every time people will give you the feedback and they want you to be 100% correct, perfect. And I don't believe in it. I don't really think like it can be like, that anybody can be perfect in that. Not at all. So
correct. Yeah, me neither. Because when I'm talking as well, sometimes if I see my video while editing the video, I realize how like even I am making some minute mistakes here and there. But it happens. Nobody is perfect, right? So, and in spoken English it is spontaneous, right? It is spontaneous. Whatever comes to your mind, you are speaking. You cannot stop and think of correct grammar and speak. So it is not that I don't know, but sometimes mistakes happen. So I think it should be normal.
yeah, exactly. Because English, like grammar is a subject, but when you speak, that is a skill. And so sometimes we have the right sentence structure in our mind, but it doesn't come out from our mouth. So,
Right.
so like, what about now? Like, as you are from the technical background, but how, like, do you know a lot about like English grammar and technicalities? Because the people who are from the technical background, they are more into science and everything.
Yeah, because maybe I was introduced to English earlier before introducing, I mean, before getting introduced into science or something. English was introduced first to me. That is why maybe now, if you ask me some grammatical doubt, like when do you use do, does, or something, I might need a little preparation in order to teach you, because that is not how I learned. I learned to speak directly, and later I learned it in school, grammar and everything. That is good for mugging up and writing in your exams. But I learned through speaking. So I'm not a grammar guru, and I admit that. If you ask me a grammar doubt, I wouldn't know. Tell me about like modals, helping verbs. I will get intimidated at that time. Okay, so I'm telling honestly, I learned English through speaking alone. That is how I know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course. Even though that's why I wanted to ask you because I feel the same. I learned spoken English by listening to people and by talking to the people. So
Mm,
that's why sometimes when people they ask specific doubts like where to use this, like where to use that, it's very difficult for me at the same point of time to explain them correctly, and I don't want to explain them incorrectly as well. So I would say
correct.
like give me time, and then
Mm,
only. And I always tell them that I'm not grammar expert, like no expert at all. I will be able to help you to speak English, or if I
mm,
feel like sentence structure is incorrect, I will interrupt you. But I'm not there to tell you like this is helping verb, like this is this verb and this mistake. Like it's very difficult because I come from commerce background. So I have done my bachelor's in accounting and I was a good student of accounting. So I'm not very much deep into it. And I learned this language practically. What I
Mm,
believe in, it's better to learn practically. Otherwise,
correct.
I have seen a lot of people who are great in grammar, but not good in speaking.
Mm, exactly. Yes. That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, I can relate to you, and I'm so happy that you gave the same answer because I feel like people are really much like the who are training, they are always expert on great in grammar, then only they can be a trainer. That's what mindset sometimes I get. But I feel it's practical. People are happy, students are happy. If I'm training them, they get like improvement, and they say like I'm improving. But sometimes I feel like as a trainer, I should know everything about spoken English or English language, and that's very
Yes.
difficult what I feel.
Whenever I take a learner, I tell them, see, I'm not a grammar expert. I will correct you only with your spoken English. But if you want me to teach you about a specific topic, give me time because I need to prepare myself. I will learn and then I will teach you. That's what I tell them because I don't want them to have expectation that I know everything. So I don't want them to come with that expectation. If you like my style of speaking and if you want to improve your speaking, so I welcome those kind of learners.
Yeah, exactly. Of course, I say the same thing. And of course, they are able to watch videos, so they are able to see like how you speak. So for them, you don't have to say a lot of things because they are aware of your speaking style. And a lot of
Right.
teachers are there who teach spoken English, but they are not able to speak English. So it's like, what can I say for them? Yeah, it's very difficult, I would say. So,
Yeah.
okay, and what kind of difference you feel like, you have done a lot of conversations in last 6 months, but
Mhm.
I think you were able to speak English, but you weren't speaking a lot. But nowadays you are more into conversations. So, what difference do you feel after 6 months? And before 6 months, what was the different? What was
Initially, I
different?
guess I wasn't very confident. Maybe the confidence aspect has improved, and I feel I have learned a lot of new words. Not a lot of, at least a few new words. And I have considerably reduced using fillers because I am speaking consciously and I'm trying to slow down the pace of my speech. So, yeah, I think these three things have improved. Yeah, and I'm having a nice time actually. Initially, I was scared how it is going to happen, or will I be able to have good conversations, or if people are going to like what I speak. So, but now I'm satisfied, and yeah, that is the difference. That's it. Now I've become more
Yeah.
confident.
Yeah, you become more confident and you become better in conversational skills, because
Right.
what happens sometimes we speak only when it is necessary, but when you are into this spoken skill, you have to go for the long conversation. You should know how to hold a conversation at least for 15
That-
minutes and 20 minutes, because
Mm,
sometimes people are good in speaking but they are not good in communication. They're not good
right.
in talking. So you have to be an extrovert where you have to
Mm.
express yourselves to go for a long conversation. So for me, I was always like talkative, I would say, in my own language. Then when I
Okay.
started interacting in English, it was difficult in the beginning. But I started making conversations like 2 hours, 2.5 hours, 3 hours in
Mm.
English because I talk too much. And of course, my idea was that if I will speak, then only I'll be able to speak better, because it is not something that you listen, you read, and you write only, but you speak only for the 15 minutes, 15 minutes every day, and you will be able to become a wonderful speaker like a Nehru. So
Mm.
I don't believe in that. So you have to speak as much as you can, then only you can be a better conversationalist.
Yes,
That's
yes.
what I feel like you improved, that conversational skills, that how to interact with somebody, even though you are interacting with a beginner who is not able to express himself.
Correct, correct. I am myself an introvert, and sometimes the person sitting opposite to you is so nervous that they are not able to speak anything. You ask them a question and they will give you one word answer. So, those conversations are really difficult to pull along for 15, 20 minutes when the person is not ready to speak. They want to, honestly, but they are so nervous, they're not able to express themselves. So,
Yeah,
in that
exactly.
time,
They
you
do
should
have a lot of
know.
things in their mind,
Yeah,
doesn't come out
not
from
coming
mouth.
out. So you should know what kind of questions you can ask them and how to try and open them up. So that is something challenging. And me, myself, being an introvert, I used to be that kind of person. So now I think while having conversations, I am trying to be talkative. I'm trying to listen as well as encourage them to speak as well.
Yeah, it's very important. Sometimes it's very difficult to convince them to speak at least for 1 or 2 minutes. They would say, yes. Do you have a like house? Yes. Do you like listening to music? They will say, yeah, of course I like. So I
Mm,
would tell them to speak, give the detailed answer. So that's how you
mm,
can improve, because I'm speaking more than you, because
mm,
you are here to learn spoken English. So you should speak more than me, right?
mm,
So
mm,
that is the thing, but sometimes it's difficult for them. But yeah, they become better gradually. So
mm,
now I'm coming to the final, just question. That what
mhm.
about the like piece of advice you give to people who would like to become better in spoken English and they want to start their journey? They dream for becoming a better speaker, but they are not able to execute all those things and they are not able to continue. So what they should do to become an English speaker?
Firstly, I think they need to have good motivation. Once you have motivation, then you will be consistent. You won't give up. Secondly, it is like stop being scared of making mistakes, because many people are not able to continue and they get demotivated easily. Like, I made this mistake and English is not my cup of tea. I can't do it. So that is how they get demotivated. And English is so much like already in their brain. So English is difficult. English has grammar. English this that, spoken English if I make mistake. And also people associated English with status symbol. So if I don't speak good English, people are not going to be friends with me, or they're not going to accept me. These kind of things are also associated with this language. So I would say remove all of it from your mind, make some empty space so that you can speak, you can practice as much as possible. And nothing is impossible, right? You are used to talk in your native language so much, that is why you're not able to improve so much in English. But give the same time and effort to this language, and definitely you will speak it. And do not expect that you will become native speakers, because obviously English is not a native language. Don't aim for that. Just aim to be good in English. And also, Indian accent is the most easily understandable accent. So don't try to imitate somebody else's accent. And Indian accent is accepted everywhere, no matter where you go. So I would say speak and practice as much as possible. Be consistent, be motivated.
Yeah, exactly. I can't agree more with you, because it's very important to be motivated in your journey, because after 15 days we feel like we are stuck, we aren't improving, we are not able to become a better speaker. I shouldn't
Mm.
work for it. So yeah, it's very important to be motivated and consistent. So okay, thank you so much. Many, many thanks to you, ma'am. It was really nice talking to you. We talked about many good questions which are really important for the learners. So
Yes.
thank you for joining me today.
Thank you so much. And I would like to tell people, see, you are not the culprit. English language is the culprit, because it has so much exceptions and so many things. For example, you say, she came or something like that, but it is already past tense, but you cannot use came. You have to say she comes or something like that. So she came, yeah, I don't remember the exact example. My daughter was talking to me yesterday and I suddenly realized this is actually past tense, but we are not using came with it. So the actual culprit is the language itself. So take it easy on yourselves, and you will definitely do better. So it was lovely talking to you as well. Thank you for inviting me. Good luck for your journey.
Yeah, pleasure mine. Thank you, ma'am. Bye.
Bye
Take
bye.
care.